Hi folks, McBeard here. Internet issues got you down? No. Just me? That's okay. Doesn't mean I can't do a great deck guide for you and upload it ASAP so you can at least get some content out of me. Believe me, I'm trying to work it out. But this deck guide is one of my favorites. This is Francesca's Hidden Roach. I've played it a couple of times on stream. It can steal some wins for you for sure. Let's take a look at this one. So, Hidden Roach, how does it work? Well, it's an operator-based deck, so you have a lot of options, but it's really more about Roach and Francesca, who is an underplayed faction leader at this time. The general idea is get Roach in hand or get Milva in hand. You need to get just one of those two and you should be okay. Classic Milva strategy is opening up with Milva. Roach comes out on the board and then immediately bounces back into your hand. That works too, but that's like the least appealing way to do it. The correct way to play this deck is to keep Roach in your hand and never let your opponent suspect that you're actually running Roach. Milva does show Roach for a moment, but maybe by the end of it they might have forgotten. So the idea is that you have Roach in hand and you put all your Dragoons onto Roach until the end of the game, where you use Francesca to mulligan Roach, Kieran, perhaps multiple Kierans, back into the deck and draw maybe a remaining gold or the gold that you've been saving to draw Roach out. It's important that you do save one of these golds to draw Roach out. What? No Aglace? I know. There's no blockbuster spells here that I want Aglace to replay, because it really is about getting as many elves out at first, as many times, bouncing the Dragoons as many times as you can, possibly operating Milena to make sure that you have double Milena Insanity, or Milena Madness, I should say. And, you know, making sure that your mercs, you want your mercs in hand, your first lights out of hand. You want to be able to fill the board with as much as you possibly can. You're flipping Dragoons with the Blue Mountain Commando, and you're flipping Vanguards just to generate more instances of elves hitting the board for Milena. Sometimes you can copy Milena, or you can get... Isengrim was in this deck, and Isengrim would work in this deck, perhaps as a replacement to Ithleen. In fact, I may even make that change immediately, but the reason Isengrim is not in this deck is when you pair Isengrim with Milena, which seems like a no-brainer, it actually makes for a very slow start. So you have to also have the stars align where you both have those cards in your hand. Drawing Isengrim late isn't good, even though it is a gold that does summon Roach. At the moment, I'm not experimenting with Isengrim, feeling that Milena or double Milena should be enough to push the round. And I think that this selection of golds, Ithleen is a very defensive card, but it actually is aggressively allowing you to win round one against some very specific strategies that do win round one, such as Arrakis Behemoth, Vran, Necker, Siege Towers, Axemen, etc. And by not killing them, you make it so they can't be rezzed. Very important, often overlooked, use of Lock. Yorveth to remove a threat and can remove almost any threat at 6. Any threat that needs removing except for some of the stronger silvers, but this will take care of a Trebuchet that you don't want to deal with, an Arrakis Behemoth you don't want to deal with. Will always find value in round 1, may end up being your round 3 Roach puller. Saskia usually is a round 1 seal the deal card. If you have this card in your hand, you can be very aggressive in round 1. And the important part about winning round 1 is the instance in which you have Operator and Kieran. With Operator and Kieran, you actually allow yourself to play Kieran twice and get them both back. Francesca loves this when you can mulligan away Roach, Kieran, and a second Kieran for 3 of any other card, especially if you can hold a gold in your hand. But this is also about mind games, as you are buffing a unit in your hand at all times. If your opponent never sees Roach and then you play Teruvial, they can assume that it's a buff Teruvial. The only reason why they'd ever pass on that or not overcommit to it is because they believe that you are bluffing, which is not a great way to play against Scoia'tael, because you're going to get burned. Unfortunately, if you played against me that way, you might get away with it, because I'm buffing Roach all day long. Eilerin, of course, helps us keep our strength up in round 1 with maybe lower tempo plays, such as the Dragoons and the BMC, Blue Mountain Commandos. But there's a lot of ways this can win round 1, and a lot of ways that it can stall in round 2. And the hammer home with Roach coming out of nowhere in the 20s, a young mare indeed. It's great stuff. It's great stuff, supremely satisfying, especially because your opponent probably won't expect it. They'll see the Dragoons and they'll sigh deeply, but they won't expect Roach to come out of the deck. So Let's see if we can get a game where we can get Roach in hand. This is a lot of fun for me to play this deck. As I said, it is not a competitive deck. While I am happy with my current ranking, I'm up there around 43 or so. We're going to go into a casual game to play this one because I'm very out of practice, and it's more of a fun deck, but it's fun because it crushes. So let's see what we can do today. Let's see what we can do. He wasn't having that. He wasn't having that. I don't know if I'm going to leave that in. I guess we'll see. We got a quick find here.
I've had men killed for less.
Blockbuster Rado Video is our opponent.
What must be done.
Too bad about that. Too bad about that. So now we have gold cards, and we have gold cards. This is probably very good here. We have Roach in hand. Very good. We want Milva, though, I think, still, because I don't want to get Milva late. So we'll pitch the first light. Obviously, we want to keep Roach, but pitch Eilerin. So we'll pitch the other first light. Good. And then finally Eilerin. With Kieran. Kieran in the hand. Let's see what we can get done here. No Dragoons makes it very hard, but perhaps a first light might be able to help us out.
Priceless.
We will have to get a Dragoon, though, off the Merc, or else this will be a very difficult game to win. But it's not impossible, and also Milena still threatens.
We elves have our paths. Don't worry about me.
Still threatens, and she's protected now, actually, so Stennis standing guard here.
Everything all right?
So let's get a Dragoon. Come on, come on. Yeah, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Roach incoming. I have a feeling he has no interest winning this round. What with the Stennis and the Ciri. Little does he know, I'm looking to draw some Dragoons and set up and push. Getting Operator here would be fantastic because it would allow us to have the double Kieran and Roach Francesca play, which is the best. It is the best. There's Milva, and there's a Dragoon, so that's pretty good. We won. We want our opponent to go first. Let's see what we can make happen here. Drawing a Dragoon helps. Roach won't be too huge. But we will be able to Milva the Dragoon back and probably bounce this back before it does anything. So there's that too.
Slaughter them to a man.
There is that. In fact, that's probably exactly what I'm going to do. If he plays anything less than 5, I mean, that's also unlikely, I think. I don't want... If he plays a Ballista, that would be very difficult for me because I don't want him to get that back.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, okay. What to pick, what to pick? Maybe a medic that you can't use?
You one of us or not?
Alright, well this works
I'm
for me.
itching for that battle.
Hopefully it brings back this one.
I'll get it done.
It did. First come, first serve. Playing Milva without Roach. Suspect, I'm sure. Suspect, I'm very sure.
Onward, Fryhead!
We're just trying to bleed him out of as many cards as possible.
For the king!
I guess I could have Ithlined that, but I mean, it's not really about really stymieing too much of his efforts. We want to make this difficult for him, but it's possible that I might just do it to make sure Roach doesn't come back, but I suppose it's not necessary.
Death awaits us all.
That's the thing about having a short round 1.
Onward, Fryhead!
How do you use your really aggressive cards in round 2 when you're just trying to stall? I mean, Yorveth will always be there for us. He's positioned very well to actually block Ithleen, but I think I might actually lock these two up here. I'll just play it. I'll play it now. He'd have to unlock Roach.
Nigh is the time of the sword and axe.
Time of the sword and axe, you know, that time. That old time. Could also end up actually just beating him in this round. It's possible, but it's not probable.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwan.
So we're looking to represent 8 strength next round as well. Again, we've been buffing the unit for quite some time. Doesn't know what unit it is.
Death to humans!
There's Eilerin. Ideally, she would have come out in round 1, but it was a really short round 1. We didn't have that kind of time. But it worked. It did work. So now the tricky part. So between this and Kieran, my opponent would probably expect that the other
You
card,
one of us or not?
one of these cards is a buffed card. And it just isn't that easy to deduce which one is going to beat him. He's going to play Radovid. You can only hit one thing.
Do not test my patience.
I guess that's what he's resorted to. Well, now I'm just going to pass nice and quick. Nice and quick. So he respects what's on the board here. But I imagine he's probably figuring out. Let's see. He played all those Dragoons and just put 2 face-down cards
But
on.
we're broke as shit peddlers.
Even if... So here we go. So here come the plays. Now at 28, with a buff to reveal, he's still at risk. But I think he probably doesn't care at this point. Probably just doesn't care. But now he probably noticed that nothing was buffed. And Saskia to seal the deal. So first play here. Oh, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him last card. I think I have to play Yorveth first, considering my hand.
Enough of this farce. Vedrai, Enlay!
Considering my hand, if I actually want to swap
You
Roach
just
out.
sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Okay. So now I do my swap.
My folk have suffered much.
So Kieran can go in first here. A Merc is very nice. And a Roach can go in here. Vanguard, and I think that's probably good. I think that's probably... I don't know if another Mercenary could be good, but the Blue Stripes Commando could be bad. So I'm just going to probably be happy with these here. Be happy with these cards right here. Elven Mercenary does pull first light.
No one escapes.
100%.
Are you wounded?
I mean, he is going to have a lot of strength here to deal with, so it may not be that easy. But with Saskia and Roach, I think it might be good enough. Might be good enough. Roach coming in at 28 with Saskia plus the buff.
Let's show him.
Pretty
what
harsh. He doesn't even
real
have 28 on the
art
board
is.
yet. A Lacerate into the mist. Into the mist.
Everything all right?
More units for Saskia.
Peace with humans.
And this works
By that.
very nicely.
Sure. Be glad to.
Let's not start the parade yet, but I think I got him.
I told you so, you idiot.
Interesting for the medic, right?
What do you want of me?
For Kedwin!
I think we're going to be okay, folks.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwan.
And we couldn't have planned it any better, folks. There he is. Hello. What do you say? Maybe it is competitive. I don't know. Maybe it is competitive, but it's certainly not expected. It's one of my favorite decks to play, and I don't play it on stream very often, but I could stand to. So there you go, Hidden Roach coming at you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you've never been here before, why don't you think about subscribing if you enjoy my content. Follow me on Twitter as well, McBeardCH. All the info coming up on the outro card. Take care. See you next time, folks. Have a great night.